What? Yes. Class. How many of them are you in the current affairs? After 5:30. After 5:30 the problem is क्रैश कोर्स होता है. एक कुछ तो ऑनलाइन देख लो, ऑनलाइन है ना. कौन सा टेस्ट? हाँ तो फिर ज्योग्राफी ऑनलाइन देख लो. आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सर जो लेते हो. मॉर्निंग 8 o'clock. When we have defined the term volcanism, now उसके बाद tell me what are the causes for the volcano. What are the causes, different types of causes for the volcanoes? Endogenetic forces such as, वो तो पता ही है कि volcano is an endogenetic feature. Plate tectonics. Plate tectonics में which plate boundary? Divergent and convergent. No need of writing abhi. So there are different causes. One is plate tectonics. Is the plate tectonics only cause for a volcano, or there is another cause for the volcano? Other cause is or more important is the cooling. ये नहीं दिया है सविंद्र सिंह में. It is the cooling. That is when the earth's surface is cooling, it will give up volcanic eruptions. Means this process is known as the process of degassing. The third cause for volcano, obviously volcano is endogenetic, is convectional currents. Why we are not combining convectional currents and plate tectonics? Because plate tectonics talk about convergent and divergent plate boundary. In the convectional currents, there are sometimes the convectional currents in the form of, it may be not be a divergent plate boundary, it may not be a convergent plate boundary. This is the crust. Somewhere the thickness of the earth's crust will be so thin that नीचे से magma or lava can erupt, because the convectional currents will keep on rising upwards, and you call this as hotspots. So this I am talking about mantle plume and hotspots. Fine. So these are 2-3 different causes for the volcano. So you can take down the causes for the volcanic eruptions. The causes for the volcanic eruptions. Is for plate tectonics, especially the convergent and the divergent plate boundaries, especially the convergent and the divergent plate boundaries, which results into fissure, a type of eruption, fissure type of eruption associated with convergent plate boundary, associated with divergent plate boundary, fissure type of eruption associated with the divergent plate boundary, in the place, full stop. This happens in the place of mid oceanic ridges. This happens in the place of mid oceanic ridges. Happens in the place of mid oceanic ridges. Majority of the lava flow here is, क्या लिखोगे, andesitic basaltic, is basaltic. Majority of the lava flow here is basaltic because such volcanic eruptions generate magma. Such volcanic eruptions generate magma which contains around 40% silica, 40% silica, magma which contains around 40% silica and more iron, Give me a minute. फोर्टी % कितना है, सिलिका. एंडीसाइटिक में 62% सिलिका होता है, इसमें 40% सिलिका इज देयर. 40% कम है, याद रखना, बिकॉज रिमेनिंग 60% इज आयरन. फुल स्टॉप के बाद ड्यू टू द डोमिनेंस ऑफ आयरन, ड्यू टू द डोमिनेंस ऑफ आयरन, ड्यू टू डोमिनेंस ऑफ आयरन, such magma is known as, such magma और lava, कुछ भी लिखो, is known as mafic or basic. माफिक और बेसिक. देखो क्वेश्चंस अभी तक आए नहीं है, फाइन, अगेन फ्रॉम दिस, बट यू शुड बी प्रिपेयर्ड, क्योंकि इससे पहले कभी सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर्स भी नहीं पूछा था. देयर वाज नो सच क्वेश्चन एज सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर्स बिफोर दिस. सो व्हाट कैन बी द क्वेश्चन? गिव द volcanoes associated or the features associated with mafic lava or basic lava. You are writing test there? Excuse me? You are writing test? That classroom is for test only. नहीं, यहाँ वो खाली है, but you will get disturbed ना वहाँ पे. The only thing is they will take exactly at 5. There is one more. You can go from here also. So leave it. So the questions will be regarding the features associated with the basic lava, mafic lava. तो mafic मतलब क्या? Basic. It will flow for a greater distance. It is not associated with, सविंद्र सिंह अगर पढ़ा होगा तो different types of eruptions, central type of eruption, fissure type of eruption. Central type cones, andesitic. अभी सविंद्र सिंह में इतना टेक्निकल वर्ड्स में नहीं दिया है. एंडीसाइटिक मतलब एसिडिक. फाइन. सो एंडीसाइटिक लावा और मैग्मा अगर आता है तो दैट इज सेंट्रल टाइप ऑफ इरप्शन. अगर कुछ क्वेश्चन आता है रिगार्डिंग माफिक, देन इट इज द फिशर टाइप ऑफ इरप्शन. इट विल रिजल्ट इनटू फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्लाटूज एंड प्लेन्स एंड वॉल्केनिक शील्ड. दूसरा जो हम लिखेंगे, इट इज एसोसिएटेड विद द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ माउंटेन्स, क्रेटर्स, वॉल्केनिक कोन्स, बैथोलिथ्स, डाइक, बाकी के फीचर्स है. अब कैसे अप्लाइड क्वेश्चन पूछा है, इफ यू नो दैट द एसिडिक लावा और मैग्मा प्रोड्यूसेस वॉल्केनिक कोन्स, वॉल्केनिक माउंटेन्स, वॉल्केनिक क्रेटर्स, सो सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर पूछा है. क्रेटर also due to volcano, also due to meteor explosion. एक हो गया सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर. कोन और डाइक, when the granitic magma or lava gets stabilized below the surface of the earth, एक बनेगा dike. I will show you what dike etc. is. Similarly, dike is formed due to salt. If the salt is pulled up due to surface tension and बाकी का soil erode हो गया तो वो बन जाएगा salt domes या salt plugs. ये है दो pseudo volcanic features. Getting it? They are same like the basic magma or the acidic magma or lava. Fine. So why it is known as mafic? Because it has dominance of iron. It is black in color. It is black or dark in color. And they are associated with A, continental flood basalt. Are associated with continental flood basalt. Continental flood basalt. Continental flood basalt. And B, I wanted you to read the chapter from Savindra Singh so that you get familiar with these words. Shield domes. What is a shield dome? Shield dome, a mountain that is formed, but this mountain, unlike the other volcanic mountains, is of low height and very wide. बाकी का mountains are of a greater height and not wide, because except for this shield domes, बाकी के mountains are formed due to acidic magma or lava. Shield dome is associated with basic magma or lava. So if this is a acidic magma or lava, in the first case it will come solidify, it will again come out solidify, it will again come out solidify, and क्या बनेगा? Volcanic mountain. In this basic, it will come out, flow for a greater distance and then solidify. Next, flow for a greater distance, solidify. Next, flow for a greater distance, solidify. Can you see the difference in the mountains? Great height, low height. This is what is the shield dome. What is continental flood basalt? Yes, it is nothing but plateau. प्लाटू का दूसरा नाम है. कॉन्टिनेंट पे है इसलिए मैग्मा स्प्रेड्स लाइक रिवर में फ्लड एंड देन इट सॉलिडिफाइज, तो उसको हम कहेंगे कॉन्टिनेंटल फ्लड बसाल्ट, और इन सिंपल वर्ड्स दिस इज नथिंग बट plateau. Why it is known as continental flood basalt? Because had this been below the oceans, then it would have solidified very quickly, just like mid-oceanic ridge, because it comes in contact with the water. Because it is on the land, it does not solidify quickly, and therefore it spreads like a flood, and it is known as continental flood basalt. Getting it? That is why continental flood basalt. Otherwise words समझो, कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे है इसलिए कूल नहीं हुआ, कूल नहीं हुआ इसलिए स्प्रेड हुआ. जब भी स्प्रेड होगा फ्लड किसका? पानी का? नहीं, बसाल्ट का. गेटिंग इट? On other hand, acidic magma or lava acidic magma or lava has more than 60% silica, full stop. Due to dominance of silica, they are white or light in color. Due to dominance of silica, they are white or light in color. Point number 3, such magma flows for shorter distance. Such magma flows for shorter distance before solidifying. Flows for shorter distance before solidifying, and hence they are associated with violent or explosive type of volcanic eruptions. Violent or explosive type of volcanic eruptions. Violent or explosive type of volcanic eruptions. In such kind of volcanic eruptions, the magma comes out from central vent, ब्रैकेट में लिखना crater. Magma comes out from central vent, ब्रैकेट में crater. Along with huge amount of pyroclastic material. Pyroclastic. Pyro, याद रखना fire. Clastic, force. So fire is the force here. Pyroclastic material. Imagine करो, magma is solidifying after a shorter distance. Therefore, whenever it is erupting, it has to erupt with great force. So great force, it will break the rocks. Such broken rocks are known as pyroclastic material. Erupts with huge amount of pyroclastic material, solidifies quickly to form extrusive features such as volcanic cones or mountains, comma, crater lakes, full stop. Sometimes this magma or lava, this magma solidifies inside the bedding planes. बेडिंग प्लेन्स मतलब लेयर्स. Bedding planes of sedimentary rocks to give rise to different features, such as batholith, lopolith, lacolith, phacolith, sill and dike. देखो, these are the layers of the sedimentary rock. पुराना layer, उसके बाद उसके बाद उसके बाद recent layer, and then on the top we are living. This is how the magma is coming up. Magma will enter the cracks. Which is generally this magma? Granitic or andesitic. Fine. It will come up and it will solidify. जैसे ही क्रैक मिला, it may go in different directions. So it may go up and solidify like this to form one feature. It may go up. बाहर आते ही it will form mountains and we'll call them as extrusive. But हम अभी क्या कर रहे हैं? We are going to do intrusive. Sometimes it will come up and solidify like this. Shapes will be different. Sometimes it will come up from maybe from here and solidify like this. ये छोटा plug है which is coming up. Sometimes it will come up from here and it may solidify like this. Or sometimes it may come up and solidify in this manner. Where is this diagram from? Geo. So these are the different kind of the rocks only or landforms associated with volcano, but you will call them as intrusive. You will call this as extrusive. अब the biggest lith मतलब rock, bathy मतलब depth. So the rock which is lying at the biggest depth is batholith. Huge. It was nothing but once a reservoir of magma, but over the period of time it has cooled and solidified. Lopolith मतलब saucer shaped, concave. This is what is the lopolith. After that, laccolith, dome shaped. This is laccolith. Phacolith, लेंस के जैसे. Sill, horizontal. Dike, vertical. It can also be like this. It has gone up. So sometimes if the upper rock is exposed, eroded, sedimentary rock is eroded, sometimes dike can also be exposed. किसके बारे में लिखा है मैंने? दैट इज बैथोलिथ. And see, you can judge by the size how small I have made the mountain and how big this landforms will be. The only difference is ये ज़मीन के नीचे है, intrusive. I guess I have told you yesterday what is extrusive and intrusive, inside and outside. Why they are intrusive? Because they are not made up of basalt. माफिक नहीं है, ये है acidic, and therefore it cools, or it solidifies quickly. It is viscous, and therefore वो escape नहीं कर सकता. Why raising of local area? The third case, imagine this laccolith now forms here. If it forms here, it will push this area upwards. So it may cause raising of local areas. Yeah, upliftment, local upliftment. Rather than this, कौन सा लैकोलिथ? अगर देखो ऊपर के एरिया जीरोड हो गए तो दिस विल बी एक्सपोज्ड in the case of weathering and erosion, not in the normal case. It has formed here, or it has formed here, this sill. Now due to some reasons the upper layer of the sedimentary rock is eroded away. Flood आता है, पूरा का पूरा ऊपर upper layer चला जाता है. Then the sill will be exposed. Then the laccolith will be exposed. Example, छोटा नागपुर प्लाटू, सारे लैकोलिथ्स हैं जो एक्सपोज हो गए. इसको हम कहते हैं पटलैंड. छोटा नागपुर प्लाटू, इंडियन ज्योग्राफी, पट. वहाँ पे बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स के नाम पट है. पट एंड निहार पट, बेगम पट. पट मीन्स ऊपर उठा हुआ. I am giving you the easiest language, G.C. Leong की. The same language in Savindra Singh is too complicated. क्रेस्ट, क्रेस्ट मतलब टॉप ऑफ. Understanding, it is occupying a top of anticline and the base of syncline. एंड ये वैसे भी जो पॉइंट्स हम लिख रहे हैं, दिस शुड बी नोन फॉर प्रीलिम्स. वोल्केनिज्म आपके पेपर 1 में भी दिया है, वोल्केनोज नहीं दिया है. पेपर 1 के भी सिलेबस में वोल्केनिज्म है जीएस में, एंड यहाँ पे भी वोल्केनिज्म है. मास और बॉडी, वर्टिकल या नियर वर्टिकल. डाइक. इंट्रूशन, इंट्रूशन मीन्स जो सब कुछ तो बीच में आ गया. ऑफ, PLAINS भी चलेगा. Anybody show the cover of your Savindra Singh? किसी का फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी है? सविंद्र सिंह, कवर चेंज हो गया, आपका कवर सेम है? हाँ, शो मी दैट कवर. This is dike, but the only difference is it is covered by ice. This is what is a dike. सीधा बाहर आया of a sedimentary, of a igneous rock. This is what is dike. नीचे से magma और lava has come up. Granitic rock है ये. You can see properly white in color. Due to dominance of silica, more than 60% silica. वो अलग है. Erratics are different. नहीं, erratics can be any rock. Magma or lava will this will come, glacier will come, it will bring the rocks, deposit it, फिर ग्लेशियर विल मेल्ट अवे, रॉक वैसे ही रह जाएगा. ये क्या है? ये नीचे से आया, फॉर्म हुआ, देन द लेयर ऑफ द सेडिमेंट्री रॉक में बी इरोडेड. तो बिकॉज सेडिमेंट्री रॉक इज वीक, वो इरोड हो जाएगा. डाइक इज इग्नियस रॉक एंड इग्नियस रॉक इज स्ट्रक्चर इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. इग्नियस रॉक इज स्ट्रॉन्गर, दैट विल नॉट गेट इरोडेड एंड दस डाइक विल रिमेन. यू विल फाइंड न्यूमरस सच डाइक्स इन द महाराष्ट्र प्लाटू रीजन. ऐसे माउंटेन्स के ऊपर कभी कभी, इफ दिस इज अ माउंटेन, कॉमन है इन द महाराष्ट्र प्लाटू रीजन, इफ दिस इज द माउंटेन, ऊपर माउंटेन के ऊपर ऐसा बना है स्ट्रक्चर. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज द डाइक. सीधा ऐसे दूर से लगता है कि एज इफ सम फोर्ट इज देयर, जब नजदीक गए तो पता लगता है कि इट इज अ रॉक ओनली. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द डाइक. द स्ट्रक्चर इज समवॉट लाइक दिस. डाइक ऐसे नीचे से आ रहा है एंड इट हैज नॉट गॉट एक्सपोज्ड. इंडिया में सिर्फ बैरन आइलैंड आएगा, वर्ल्ड में मैप ही नहीं है. निकाल दिया गया सिलेबस से 2013 में. आपके सिर्फ पेपर 2 में लिखा है देयर विल बी वन मैप बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. पेपर 1 से वो निकाल दिया गया. Fine, understanding the two types of magma or lava and the landforms. एक last statement यहाँ पे. Sometimes such magma which is rich in silica, when it erupts, it causes huge amount of dust particles in the atmosphere. It throws huge amount of dust particles in the atmosphere. Resulting into volcanic winters. Can someone tell me क्या नाम है volcanic winters? Yes, there is so much of dust particle in the atmosphere and this dust particle then is carried by the wind all over the world कि वो sunlight को block करेगा, इसलिए temperature कम हो जाएगा. इसको हम कहेंगे volcanic winters. Nothing but the blocking of sunlight. Next point. Such explosions किसके एक्सप्लोजन्स? Explosive, that is the central type of volcanoes, are common along किसमें? कन्वर्जेंट या डाइवर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री? किसमें आएगा? ग्रेनाइटिक मैग्मा कन्वर्जेंट में या डाइवर्जेंट में? कन्वर्जेंट में. आर अलोंग कॉमन अलोंग द कन्वर्जेंट प्लेट बाउंड्री. So intrusive generally are felsic, extrusive are माफिक. माफिक मतलब बसाल्ट, फेल्सिक मतलब ग्रेनाइट. लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बताऊंगा. अंडरस्टूड दिस थिंग? The kinds of, then we'll come to one very short topic, that is what comes out of the volcano. Fine with this? So कल अगर क्वेश्चन आता है regarding the intrusive landforms, you have to write this, draw this diagram. Fine? What comes out of the volcanic eruptions? What comes out? Gases and water vapor. Most important. Why it most important? अगेन कभी एग्जाम में आएगा नहीं, जस्ट टू हैव अ जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू शुड नो, बिकॉज हमारा ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल है. तो हायर कंसेप्ट्स आते हैं और ये नहीं आता है तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम डूइंग इट. फाइन. It is the most important because more than 60% of volcanic eruptions consist of gases and water vapor. Which is the most important gas? Oxides of sulfur, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxides, etc. are important gases. But याद रखना सबसे important is sulfur oxides. सबसे इसीलिए somebody was asking me a question, why people go in geysers to cure their skin diseases. Geysers are regions of purana volcanoes and therefore skin diseases, क्योंकि it has dominance of sulfur. Sulfur is good for skin, not sulfur oxides. Sulfur is good for skin when it is mixed with water. The other important component of volcano is लावा और मैग्मा, जो अभी हमने किया है. अब समझ में आएगा अगर पहले इसमें कंफ्यूजन होगा तो. इट इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स, माफिक और बेसिक एंड फेल्सिक और एसिडिक. Why is the difference? The difference is because it is dominated by iron. इसीलिए word is mafic. ये it is dominated by silica. इसलिए the word is felsic. Because it is dominated by iron, this is dark in color. This is light in color. इसका एग्जाम्पल बसाल्ट, इसका एग्जाम्पल ग्रेनाइट. We'll later on see what is the difference between basalt and granite. उसके बाद basaltic या granitic, it is same like basalt and granite. Basaltic का मतलब है, books में generally basaltic दिया होता है, any rock which is having properties similar to basalt, that is basaltic. Any rock which is having similar to granite is granitic. This is fluidic. Now why it is fluidic? Because this is hottest of all the magma and lava. कोई भी एक वर्ड याद रखो. Because it is hottest, it can easily flow for longer or for more distance before solidifying. अब देखो, if this is the earth will be having rocks, if these are the rocks etc. So because this is hot, fluidic, क्या कर सकता है वो easily in cracks या joints में से बाहर आ सकता है. जो भी उसको क्रैक या जॉइंट मिला बाहर आएगा और बाहर आके इट विल फ्लो, जिस डायरेक्शन में स्लोप है उस डायरेक्शन. फाइन. सो एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस क्या मैं कह सकता हूं, इट इज एसोसिएटेड विथ, यही हमने थोड़ा टेक्निकल टर्म्स में लिखा है पहले, फिशर इरप्शन. फिशर मतलब क्रैक. और जनरली कहाँ मिलेगा ये? अर्थ के बाहर, क्योंकि वो एक्सपोज हो गया है, एक्सट्रूसिव. लैंडफॉर्म्स कौन से बनेंगे इससे? फ्लड बसाल्ट. और क्या कहेंगे हम इसको? प्लाटूस. फ्लड बसाल्ट और प्लाटूज. एग्जाम्पल इज द डेक्कन लावा प्लाटू, जिसको टूट के फिर सॉइल बनी है ब्लैक सॉइल. वाई ब्लैक? बसाल्ट. Dark in color. Why dark in color? Iron. It is dominated by iron. Here it is exactly opposite. It is viscous. And why it is viscous? Because it is made up of minerals. Having very high melting point, इसलिए वो मेल्ट नहीं होते. Because it is viscous, it flows for short distance before solidifying. Because it is flowing for a shorter distance, it flows, solidifies. It flows, maybe solidifies. It flows, maybe solidifies. It flows, maybe solidifies. So it will take different intrusive landforms जो अभी हमने पढ़े हैं. It will get trapped below the earth. अब if the heat increases, नीचे से magma का level increases, then this magma will try to escape. It will come up with great pressure, and ultimately when it comes on the surface, it wants to expose the surface, it will explode with violent. So associated with eruptions. क्यों सेंट्रल टाइप? एक्सपोज हुआ धूल मिट्टी के साथ एंड फिर बाजू में फेंका गया, फिर सॉलिडिफाई हो गया. नेक्स्ट टाइम एक्सपोज हुआ, एक्सप्लोड हुआ, फिर सॉलिडिफाई हुआ. नेक्स्ट टाइम एक्सप्लोड हुआ, फिर से सॉलिडिफाई हुआ. बट बिकॉज वो एक्सप्लोड हो रहा है, सो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ क्रेटर एट द टॉप ऑफ वॉल्केनिक माउंटेन्स. गेटिंग इट? इट इज फ्लोइंग फॉर अ शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस, इसलिए सेंट्रल टाइप ऑफ इरप्शंस. क्रेटर हमेशा डिप्रेशन रहेगा बिकॉज इट इज एक्सप्लोडिंग. जनरली इंट्रूसिव कौन से होंगे? माफिक या फेल्सिक? इंट्रूसिव फेल्सिक. फेल्सिक विल बी बिलो द अर्थ सरफेस. क्रेटर मतलब खड्डा, डिप्रेशन. वायलेंट होगा तो वॉल्केनिक माउंटेन का फोटो देखा है कभी? उसके ऊपर एक डिप्रेशन होता है, उस डिप्रेशन को हम कहेंगे क्रेटर. क्रेटर मतलब डिप्रेशन. मून के ऊपर बहुत सारे क्रेटर्स हैं, डिप्रेशंस है. ऐसे शोज कि एक ज़माने में बहुत ज़्यादा वॉल्केनिक इरप्शंस हुए थे ऑन द मून. देखो अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा है? फोल्ड माउंटेन्स, राइट? ब्लॉक माउंटेन्स या टेबल टॉप माउंटेन्स. अब फोल्ड माउंटेन में से अगर मैग्मा इज इरप्टिंग, कहाँ से इरप्ट होगा? ऊपर से. क्यों ऊपर से? बिकॉज दिस इज द वीकेस्ट पार्ट, यहाँ पे सबसे कम है लैंड सरफेस. कैसे इरप्ट होगा? इट विल एक्सप्लोड दिस. सो आफ्टर एक्सप्लोजन हमेशा वॉल्केनिक माउंटेन्स में एक ऐसे डिप्रेशन होता है, चिमनी जैसा होल, जहाँ से मैग्मा निकलेगा. दैट इज caldera. Bigger form of a crater is caldera. Fine. Components of volcano. And the third component is, कोई लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, is example volcanic ash, dust, stones, etc. इसमें से एक फेमस स्टोन है, एक जनरल नॉलेज के लिए पूछ रहा हूं, कहाँ यूज होता है प्यूमाइस? नहाने के लिए, बेदिंग के लिए प्यूमाइस, स्क्रबिंग के लिए बॉडी, दैट इज व्हाट इज द प्यूमाइस, क्योंकि क्रिस्टल्स है उसमें. प्यूमाइस इज अ फेमस स्टोन विच इज क्रिस्टलाइन. आजकल इफ यू गो टू द मार्केट यू विल नॉट फाइंड ओरिजिनल प्यूमाइस, और प्लास्टिक को मेल्ट करके उसका शेप दिया है प्यूमाइस का. ओरिजिनल प्यूमाइस इज वेरी कॉस्टली. Those who are from Maharashtra, they know the term Vitkar. That is प्यूमाइस. पहले प्यूमाइस यूज होता था, उसके बाद प्यूमाइस महंगा है इसलिए छत का रूफ तोड़ के यूज होता है. That is the प्यूमाइस. It is also a stone. Fine. Can I have this? अब उसमें इफ यू हैव गॉन थ्रू द टेक्स्ट बुक्स, उसमें दिया है टाइप्स ऑफ वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन. पिलियन टाइप, स्ट्रोम्बोलियन टाइप, वेसुवियन टाइप नहीं करना है हमें. वी आर नॉट सपोज टू डू दैट. कि कैसे होता है, यू आर सपोज टू डू ओनली द थिंग्स वी आर डूइंग इन द क्लास. Have no, written down this? Two types, intrusive and extrusive. Intrusive landforms, everyone following? Fine. Intrusive landforms we have already done. क्या क्या लिखोगे इसमें? Earth's surface. फिर background of 20 words regarding felsic lava, why they are formed. Then diagram which जो हमने बनाया है, and then body, batholith, locolith, lopolith, phacolith, sill and dike. That is the answer. Conclusion. present is key to the past. किसी का भी लिख सकते हो, लैकोलिथ एक्सेप्ट फॉर बैथोलिथ. बैथोलिथ एक्सपोज नहीं होगा, बाकी कोई भी एक्सपोज हो सकता है. यस. I had asked you which is the highest waterfall, which is the largest waterfall in India? Which one? मैंने बताया था आपको largest waterfall in India. धुआंधार, not जोग, धुआंधार, मार्बल रॉक फॉल्स. राइट. कौन सा रॉक है वहां पे? मार्बल. मार्बल इज an metamorphic form of limestone, right? It is a metamorphic rock. Why any rock can become metamorphic? Due to high temperature or high pressure. So जो original विंध्यास थे, विंध्यास बहुत पहले पुराने mountains है, they are generally made up of limestone. Now the part of the Vindhyas which was touching the Deccan Plateau, जहाँ पे volcanic eruption हुआ, due to high temperature वहाँ का limestone got converted into marble. So marble is a metamorphic rock, hard rock. So what happened in the Vindhyas? If this is a landform, कुछ part बन गया marble, this one, and some part it remained limestone. When the Narmada started flowing after the formation of Rift Valley, it started flowing on both the surface, but limestone is a weak rock, sedimentary, marble is a tough rock. Limestone got eroded, marble did not get eroded. So limestone got eroded and therefore Narmada यहाँ पे बनाती है waterfall. This is how a waterfall was formed. And exactly जहाँ waterfall बनाती है Narmada, वहाँ पे you can properly see a dike. And बाकी का rock marble में convert हो गया. The part which did not come in contact with dike remained limestone, metamorphism. Right? Vindhyas are an example of a geosyncline. बहुत पहले, Vindhyan orogeny. It was a narrow, shallow sea. But बहुत पहले, Indian plate के समय. Before the Vindhyas are also fold mountains, पुराने fold mountains. Eastern Ghats में भी मिलेगा तेल, Western Ghats में नहीं मिलेगा सर. ये सारे fold mountains थे, बाद में बन गए rifting के कारण block mountains. But मैंने तो पढ़ा आज का पेपर, कहाँ था? अच्छा. विंध्यास में तेल मिल सकता है, विंध्यास में इसलिए कोल बेडेड मिथेन मिलता है बिकॉज विंध्यास में ये जो डिप्रेशंस है लाइमस्टोन और सब, वो था सी एक ज़माने में, जियोसिंक्लाइन था. दैट जियोसिंक्लाइन, बट वो कौन सा? मच मच बिफोर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अरावलीज. दैट वाज अ जियोसिंक्लाइन, क्योंकि सदर्न इंडिया का प्लेट वाज डिफरेंट एंड ऊपर वाला प्लेट वाज डिफरेंट. जब वो दो प्लेट टकराई तो बन गए फोल्ड माउंटेन्स अरावलीज एंड उसके बाद विंध्यास एंड ईस्टर्न घाट्स. This is how the fold mountains are. And then in this tertiary period वो बन गए block mountains. So इसलिए limestone है वहाँ पे. Limestone उधर ही मिलेगा जहाँ समंदर था. कच्छ, you get limestone. Fine with this? So no need of again doing the intrusive landforms. You can easily write. अब आएगा एक्सट्रूसिव लैंडफॉर्म्स. In this extrusive landforms, we are going to divide this extrusive landforms into volcanic cones into जितना ये टॉपिक मैं फास्ट कर रहा हूं इससे मतलब ये सिर्फ ऊपर से एक बार प्रिपेयर करके जाना है. इन केस क्वेश्चन आता है बिकॉज इट इज गिवन इन द सिलेबस, देन यू शुड नो हाउ टू राइट. फाइन. इसका कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं, इसके लिए देयर इज अ वर्ल्ड मैप. Can I continue? The extrusive features, the extrusive volcanic features can be classified into depressed forms such as craters, comma raised forms such as volcanic cones and extensive landforms such as volcanic plateaus and plains. Extensive landforms, बहुत बड़े extensive landforms such as volcanic plateaus and plains. Extensive landforms such as volcanic plateaus and plains. Volcanic cones क्या लिखोगे? Associated with basalt या generally made up of granite? Cones are made up of generally किससे बनेंगे? ग्रेनाइट और एंडीसाइटिक. थोड़ा उसको और हम टेक्निकल कर सकते हैं, एंडीसाइटिक या फेल्सिक. गेटिंग इट? एंडीज में सबसे पहले स्टडी किया गया था ये रॉक, सो इट इज एंडीसाइटिक और फेल्सिक. सो वॉल्केनिक कोन्स आर एसोसिएटेड विथ central type of volcanic eruptions, and are made up of felsic lava. Felsic lava or felsic magma? What? Felsic lava. Difference between magma and lava? Lava outside the earth, magma is always below the surface. So batholith magma, fine. Cones lava, magma is always below the surface. वही चीज above the surface is lava. Central type of volcanic eruption and are made up of felsic lava. felsic lava. Based on their composition, they are classified into देखो सिंडर एंड ऐश कोन क्या है ये? देयर इज अ सरफेस, ऑन दिस सरफेस वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन टेक्स प्लेस बट मैग्मा बाहर नहीं निकलता, मैग्मा नीचे तक आता है, प्रेशर तो देता है, इट विल जस्ट इरप्ट एंड आफ्टर इरप्शन ऑन बोथ द साइड्स what will fall is just cinder, मतलब टुकड़े of rocks and ash, very very fine rocks. So such cones are known as cinder and ash cones. कोई अच्छे examples? No. Why? Because such cones are destroyed in every rainy season. They are same to ant hill. Ant hill, चींटी का घर, देखा है कभी एंट हिल? फाइन. कितना हाइट होता है एंट हिल का? यहां तक 5 या 6 फीट. चींटियों का घर आजकल नहीं देखने मिलता. इफ यू आर लिविंग इन सिटीज बिल्कुल नहीं देखने मिलेगा, बट इट इज जनरली मेड अप ऑफ मिट्टी. एंट हिल पुराने जमाने में फिर इन एंट हिल में जाके सांप छिप जाता था. And snake bite से बहुत सारे लोग मरते थे because they used to put the hand in the ant hill. बच्चे खेलते थे ant hill के पास. आजकल वो लाल चिटिया ही गायब है. Fine, so we don't see this ant hills. So, cinder and ash cone, they are only made up of loose fragmented stones, comma ash and cinder. Cinder मतलब कुछ नहीं, stones only. Such kind of volcanic eruptions do not have or do not emit lava. Such cones are of low height. Are of a low height and are easily eroded. They are similar to ant hills. So एक pseudo volcanic feature is ant hill. Ant hill is similar to cinder and ash cone. Volcanic feature कौन सा है? Cinder and ash cone. Pseudo volcanic मतलब लगता है volcanic feature but it is not a volcanic. Pseudo means false volcanic feature. So वो बन गया ant hill. Getting it? Question यहाँ से आया था. Pseudo volcanic feature. Yes, in Rupa made simple. रूपा मेड सिंपल ज्योग्राफी की 2 बहुत अच्छी किताबें हैं. अभी नहीं पढ़ने बोलूँगा, आपको बोलूँगा बाद में पढ़ने. बाद में मीन्स यू शुड रीड दैट बुक ओनली इन द मंथ ऑफ जून, जब आप श्योर हो यू आर गोइंग टू राइट द मेंस. दैट बुक इज नॉट टू बी स्टडीड, दैट बुक इज टू बी रेड ऊपर से. कुछ नहीं उस बुक में, ये कुछ भी नहीं है. हाँ, उस बुक में ये सब कुछ भी नहीं है. उस बुक में से सिर्फ 3-4 चैप्टर्स करने हैं. उस बुक में से चैप्टर 19 बहुत अच्छी तरह से करना है. ओनली 1 चैप्टर 19. सो इफ यू डोंट बाय द बुक, मेरी बुक का जेरोक्स ले लो, दैट इज ऑल्सो इनफ, क्योंकि वो 1980s में लिखी है, द ऑथर हैव डाइड एंड इट हैज नॉट बीन अपडेटेड. फाइन. देयर आर टू. Rupa made simple series physical geography, Rupa made simple series human geography. Why is that book good? Because आपके आंसर्स 280 290 मार्क्स आपको ये नोट्स देंगे. 290 को 310 लेना है तो दैट इज रूपा मेड सिंपल. वो 20 मार्क के लिए, व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज वैल्यू एडिशन, नथिंग एल्स. और अभी अगर पढ़ोगे तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा उस बुक में. इट इज टू टेक्निकल. सो ओनली सम स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स की वॉल्केनो उस बुक का कंपेयर करना है, अपना कंपेयर करना है. एक पैराग्राफ मिलेगा सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर पे, वो लिखना है. राइट. और दूसरा सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर मेंशन्ड है इस बुक में. So there is an entire chapter on the pseudo volcanic features, but obviously students won't be buying Thornberry का book. जिसकी theories हम पढ़ते हैं उसकी book तो आप पढ़ोगे नहीं. So it's only for some 2-3 pages. So this is what is an cinder and ash cone and hill. Getting it? This is pseudo volcanic features. So this, it is mentioned properly. Crater, not due to volcano, due to meteor. Pseudo volcanic feature. Crater is also generally formed due to volcano also. This is a crater that is formed due to volcano. ऑब्वियसली देखो ये सब करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज इतना डिटेल में 2013 ऐसे सोचो, 2013 वाज एन एक्सेप्शन. नाउ इमेजिन इन दिस कंपोजिट वॉल्केनो, फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज ऑकरिंग. सबसे पहले देयर इज ह्यूज इरप्शन. ड्यू टू इरप्शन क्या होगा, द स्टोन्स विल बी थ्रोन इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. So the stone or ash or cinder is thrown in different directions. Diagram में exactly we make similar. जरूरी नहीं कि volcanic cones will be similar. Once the stone is thrown, नीचे से magma will erupt, magma will come out, and then the magma will flow as per the slope. That is, lava will flow as per the slope. Then this lava will become solidified, and because it becomes solidified, it will act as a cement. So we say कि it will protect the ash or cinder from getting washed away. It acts as a cementing material. अब next time when there is increase in the pressure, फिर से क्या, ये जो rocks बन चुके हैं which have solidified, they will break. So फिर से there will be rocks. Then again there will be lava flow. Again it will solidify. बीच में कैन यू सी डिप्रेशन बनते जा रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ कंटिन्यूस वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन. फिर से जब नेक्स्ट वॉल्केनो होगा तो इट विल बी स्टोन, एंड अगेन देयर विल बी लेयर ऑफ, ऐसे चलते रहेगा, देयर विल बी लेयर ऑफ मैग्मा और lava. That is, there will be a layer of lava. Lava will again become solidified. So as a result of this, such volcanoes are complete volcanoes, जिसमें both there is stone as well as lava. Gas तो निकल जाएगा, इसलिए it is known as composite or complete. And there is these are found in the alternate layers, and therefore they are known as or stratovolcano. Strata means layer. Why it is steep? Because it is granitic. Had this been basaltic, it would have flown. Can I continue then? Such type of cones are formed due to alternate layers of lava and pyroclastic materials. These are the highest of all the volcanoes. Because the lava acts as a cementing material. And protects the lower rocks from getting weathered and eroded. Cementing material मतलब सीमेंट जैसा काम करता है. Cementing material and protects the lower rocks from getting weathered and eroded. इसमें paint is a cementing material. The paint is protecting the lower bricks from getting eroded. So ऊपर का layer, that is what is known as a cementing material. Next point. All the highest mountains in the world, all the highest volcanic mountains in the world, किस किस का नाम याद है? माउंट क्राकातोआ, कुछ भी लिखो. और स्ट्रोम्बोली. और इंडिया का बैरन आइलैंड्स. या बेटर देन बैरन आइलैंड और एक ले लो. डोंट राइट शास्ता. माउंट वेसुवियस और माउंट पीली, कुछ भी लिखो, आर एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ volcanic mountains or an example of composite cones. Mount Krakatau या Krakatoa, Mount Stromboli, Mount Vesuvius are composite cones. Such composite volcanoes are present along the subduction zones, are present near the subduction zones, and on the highest volcanic mountains. Because सारे fold mountains are volcanic except Himalayas. Fine. So these सारे are an example of an composite cones. उसी point में, but paragraph change करके. Sometimes the lava cannot escape. Sometimes the lava cannot escape from the central pipe or the central vent. क्यों it cannot escape? Because center से escape करने के लिए उसको बहुत ज़्यादा pressure चाहिए, जो नहीं है. So it will escape through gaps जो भी उसको मिला from the central pipe or the central vent, and therefore secondary volcanic eruptions may occur on the sides of a secondary volcanic eruptions may occur on the sides of or the slopes of major composite cones. Major composite cones. Such a cone having smaller mountains on the top of a single mount. Such a cones having smaller mountains on the top of a single mount are known as parasitic cones. Parasitic cones. क्यों parasitic? हर volcano should come out of the central vent, but इसके पास इतना power नहीं है that it can erupt the central vent. So if there is a gap or if there is a weak rock, it will try to come and कहीं से erupt हो जाएगा जहाँ से gap मिला. So एक mountain के ऊपर अलग अलग mountains. So you will call this as a parasitic cone. So what is a parasitic cone GS के लिए? That is when the volcanic eruption occurs from the sides instead of the central vent, you will call it as a parasitic cone. Example इसका Mount Shasta, Mount Krakatoa. Anna Krakatoa is an parasitic cone. Shasta. Parasitic cone like us now. Krakatoa December 2018. 24 December 2018. इसलिए सुनामी. क्राकातोआ नहीं इरप्ट हुआ, एना क्राकातोआ मतलब चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राकातोआ. चाइल्ड क्यों? क्योंकि वो पैरासाइटिक कौन था. देखो ये भी स्पेलिंग राइट है, ये भी स्पेलिंग राइट है. इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज क्राकाताऊ. सबसे बेस्ट है माउंट शास्ता. माउंट शास्ता एक माउंटेन के ऊपर, दिस इज माउंट शास्ता, उसका कैल्डेरा. ऑन माउंट शास्ता देयर आर 7 डिफरेंट माउंटेन्स. एक साइड 3, एक साइड 4. मैं सिर्फ बता रहा हूँ, ये डायग्राम ड्रॉ करने की जरूरत नहीं. This is how Mount Shasta is. Finished with? Open the map of USA. USA का, not of North America. इसके बाद what is the page number? 93. तुम्हारे लिए 893 minus 4. साउथ अमेरिका से पहले, अफ्रीका से पहले, अफ्रीका से पहले आएगा साउथ अमेरिका, साउथ अमेरिका से पहले आएगा नॉर्थ अमेरिका, यूएसए। पेज नंबर 82। सो इन दिस यू कैन सी हियर, कौन से आइलैंड्स है ये? हवाई आइलैंड्स। यूएसए 49 स्टेट्स, 48 states, 49th is Alaska, 50th is Hawaii. So in this Hawaii Islands, can you see mountains? Mount Kia and Mount Mauna Loa. Mila Mauna Loa and Mount Kia. Mila? Hawaii, Hawaii, not Alaska, Hawaii. Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. What is the height of Mauna Kea? 4,205. So is it surrounded by the sea? Right? Because it is surrounded by the sea, what will it be? Oceanic crust? Basalt है या granite है वो? That is basalt. So mostly basalt से plateaus बनने चाहिए. But sometimes due to the basalt, we have third kind of a coal that is known as shield cones. Actually क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे? Basalt का eruption is occurring, but because it is coming in contact with the water नीचे, it is solidifying. So next eruption ऐसे बढ़ते गया. Then it came on the surface, and surface में आने के बाद it started moving. So generally basalt should be central fissure, but because it solidifies quickly, it becomes central type. And because it becomes central type, तो वो cone बन जाता है. कितना height है उसका? 4205 plus if you measure it from uska root 6,000, because 6,000 meters is below the sea. So total height is 10,205, higher than Mount Everest. This is the highest feature on the earth actually. If you measure from zero, from uska, this is the highest feature on the earth. But because we measure it from the sea level, तो हम कहते हैं Mount Everest. Shield cones. So such cones, though they are of central type, such cones, though they are of central types, they are made up of mafic or basaltic lava. They are made up of mafic or basaltic lava instead of granitic. They are made up of mafic or basaltic lava instead of granitic. Such cones have low height, but they are wide, low height. You see the difference. Shield cone, they are very wide. Full stop. The central type of eruption associated with shield volcanoes, the central type of eruption associated with the shield volcanoes is due to fluidic basalt, but with less or low gaseous content, with the low gaseous content, Example, Hawaiian volcanoes. Hawaiian volcanoes. Example, Hawaiian volcanoes. Next, crater. Crater. A central vent or an opening. A central vent or an opening through which volcanic eruption occurs. Through which volcanic eruption occurs is known as a crater. Is known as a crater. Sometimes in the composite volcano, the central opening collapses. The central opening collapses. And very large crater is formed. Very large crater is formed. Such an extensive crater, such an extensive crater is known as caldera. Such an extensive crater is known as caldera. अगर टाइम मिला तो आई विल शो यू वन वीडियो. इसमें वन ऑफ द 7 वंडर्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है. अ कार इज गोइंग, दोज पीपल नो इट. ऐसा रास्ता जाता है सडनली एंड रास्ता ऐसे फ्लैट सरफेस है. वहाँ पे ये है, साइंस भी है कि ड्राइव स्लोली, यू आर गोइंग इनटू द वन ऑफ द नेचुरल वंडर्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. सो बिकॉज सडनली द फ्लैट रीजन के बाद रास्ता ऐसे टर्न होता है, बिकॉज इफ यू गो स्ट्रेट यू फॉल इनटू 1 किलोमीटर डीप क्रेटर. It is fully covered by jungle, means there is a road and suddenly there is a crater. That was the central volcano. So the road turns then. This is what is the crater. Next point in the same. After the extinction of the volcano, the craters may be covered with water, resulting into or forming. Craters will be covered by water or filled up by water, forming crater lakes. Example, you can write even Fuji. Lake Fuji or Lake Fujiyama. Which country? Japan. If the volcanic eruption is so large, it comes with great power, तो नीचे आफ्टर द वॉल्केनो वो रॉक्स टूट जाएंगे, रॉक्स टूट होकर वो कोलैप्स हो जाएगा. So it has collapsed now. There was a small vent, but next time the magma erupts with great force, so it will open up. Because of that, we say the crater will collapse. Then, what comes out of magma? What comes out of lava? Gases, water vapor, pyroclastic material. So ये जो pyroclastic material है, dust particles, they act as a hygroscopic nuclei. Water vapor will stick around those hygroscopic nuclei. Because of carbon dioxide, temperature will increase. Therefore, low pressure belt will be created. और हमेशा volcanic eruption के बाद there will be rainfall. And rainfall के बाद there will be cementing. जो बचा हुआ magma, it will become cold, solidify, और फिर lakes. Biggest crater lakes in the world are like this. Lake Fujiyama, Lake Toba, Lake Minitoba, Valley of 10,000 Smokes. Valley of 10,000 Smokes, Alaska. Yellowstone National Park, USA. फाइन, ये सारे क्रेटर लेक्स के एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. ये सब हम जीएस में करते हैं. ये ऑप्शनल के लिए एक आध एग्जाम्पल बहुत हो गया. So what is the difference between crater and caldera? Enlarged crater is nothing but caldera. लिखाऊंगा नहीं, just for GK, general knowledge, you should know this. What is blue color? Water, ground water inside the rocks. नीचे क्या है? Magma और lava. Now this magma may come up or the water may come in contact with this magma or lava. So will the water get heated? After heating, will the water expand? And when the water expands, if the pressure is very high, this water will come out with great force. उसको हम कहेंगे geysers. If the heat is not great, फिर भी water will expand, and this water, instead of coming out with great force, will flow or come out through a and कभी कभी the heat is so great that instead of water coming out और सिर्फ धुआं बाहर आता है, that is smoke comes out. Fumes come out, fumaroles. ये है फाइन. अदर वॉल्केनिक लैंडफॉर्म्स आपको सिर्फ पता होना चाहिए. in intervals. डिफरेंस क्या है? So entire Iceland is like this, fumaroles. इसका एग्जाम्पल इसके एग्जाम्पल तो बहुत सारे हैं. These are very very common. Rajgir, Bihar. Those who are from Bombay, they must be knowing a place known as Vajreshwari. So, all these are examples of hot springs. क्यों वज्रेश्वरी या बॉम्बे के पास हॉट स्प्रिंग्स? हिस्ट्री ऑफ वॉल्केनिक इरप्शंस. मैग्मा अभी भी नीचे, कहीं तो इट इज हॉट. देखो इंडिया में ऐसे जगह, दिस इज पावर ऑफ नेचर. सो आपको एक तो वहाँ शिव जी का मंदिर मिलेगा या भवानी का मंदिर. भवानी इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स, उसके नाम विल बी डिफरेंट. दुर्गा इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स. सो वज्रेश्वरी इज फेमस फॉर वज्रेश्वरी देवी का टेम्पल. जहाँ शांति है वहाँ पे कृष्ण विष्णु उनके अवतार के मंदिर मिलेंगे. Next time whenever you go to a place, just look, जहाँ जहाँ casteism, feudalism is very very high, वहाँ पे विष्णु के temples मिलेंगे. Why? Because bhakti movement is associated with Vishnu. And bhakti movement में, because you cannot do bhakti of Shiva. Bhakti movement is associated with devotion and love and songs towards God. Shiva वैसे ही is Rudra avatar of God, means the angry God. So bhakti, and who started the bhakti movement? It was against Brahminical dominance. It was started by lower caste, that is the caste other than Brahmins. So you will find bhakti movement, Sufi movement in this. हमेशा देखना किसी भी रीजन में, whether it is Mirabai against the orthodoxy, though belonging to the higher caste but against the orthodoxy. So Meera Krishna, yeah, bhakti movement of southern India, whether it is Pandharpur wala, whether it is Guru Ayur wala, or whether it is Tamil Nadu wala, all are associated with Krishna. It is nothing but social stratification of India. That is जो division of labor पहले था इंडिया में, फिर बन गया division of caste. वैसे it was a division of labor, और उसको बहुत seriously ले लिया after Manu wrote, फिर वो division of caste बन गया. क्यों? Survival of the fittest. So any caste will want to have their dominance, right? उस जमाने में this was the method of dominating. Fine. Pseudo volcanic landforms. अब किस किस में आएगा pseudo volcanic landforms? The landforms that look like volcanoes but are not volcanic in nature. Mountains. Fold mountains हम नहीं कह सकते because they have some volcanic history. कौन से mountains? Low hills. But the best pseudo volcanic landform is, one is crater, second is bay. बे ऑफ बंगाल वाला बे. वाई बे? बिकॉज बे इज अ डिप्रेस्ड फॉर्म. जहां पे पहले लैंड था, लैंड नीचे चला गया एंड एक डिप्रेशन फॉर्म हुआ और उस डिप्रेशन में फिर वाटर बॉडी बन गई एंड यू कॉल दैट एज अ बे when the land is surrounding from three sides. So क्या था? एक ऐसा landform था and then after the landform went below, center का ये बन गया water body and you will call this as a Bay of Bengal. And third is you know in Punjab and Haryana there is increasing water salinity. Why does the salinity occurs? Or there is a salinity of the soil. Why does the salinity occurs? Because over irrigation करते हैं. So when the over irrigation is being done, water has tendency to rise up against the gravity. कोई भी fluid has a tendency to rise up. For example, अगर आप दिया जलाते हो तो वो दिया का oil has the tendency to rise up against the gravity. अगर मीडियम रहा. So that is what is known as surface tension. So sometimes water with salt rises up against the gravity, comes up, water gets evaporated और salt ऐसे ऐसे रह जाता है. उसको हम कहेंगे salt plugs. They look similar to dikes when the dikes are exposed. Salt plugs कहेंगे हम. They look similar to dikes. If I have a photo here, this is not volcanic. This is pure salt. पर लगता है डाइक जैसा. And this is a pseudo volcanic feature. Salt plug. Fine. So ये इंडिया में pseudo volcanic features बहुत कम मिलेंगे आपको. And fourth is the ant hills. But bay writing will be controversial. So our focus will be on three because bay are not formed only due to depression. They are formed due to numerous factors. Fine. So pseudo volcanic features. See, I don't know why the question came. इससे पहले had I been taking the class, मैं भी नहीं पढ़ा था pseudo volcanic features to tell you very frankly. But now it came in the examination and it was shock for everyone. Why it was shock for everyone? कौन से year में पूछा गया? टू 2017 ओपन 2017 का पेपर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 देखो. फर्स्ट बॉल बाउंसर. सूडो वॉल्केनिक फीचर्स किसी को पता नहीं. 10 मार्क हाथ के चले गए. राइट. सेकेंड, डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन लो एनर्जी कोस्ट एंड कोरल कोस्ट. फिर से बाउंसर. अगर दिमाग नहीं चलाया तो, अगर दिमाग चलाया तो दिस इज वेरी इजी. देयर वर सम स्टूडेंट्स हु न्यू अबाउट द कोरल्स. फाइन. And there were some students who remembered in the examination because I talked to the students. क्या किया तो उनको याद आया. In the examination हम हमेशा पढ़ते हैं कि mangroves reduce the speed of tsunamis, waves and tides and therefore they protect the coastline. So उन्होंने mangrove coast लिखा and that is the low energy coast that is covered by mangroves. Question number D, 1D, जो बाद में GS में आने के बाद सबको पता चला. But describe the characteristics of biological deserts. क्यों आया था ये क्वेश्चन? Plastic pollution and oceans getting converted into biological deserts. मतलब जहाँ पे no life is present. See, इतना तो सभी को पता है कि biological deserts में life नहीं है. 150 words में क्या लिखोगे उसके बारे में? वो challenge है. People could easily write. So इसलिए 2017 का पेपर was very very tough. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 वाज इजी. जो जीएस में पढ़ते हैं वही पूछा है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1E आल्सो वाज टफ. माइक्रो कार्बन सिंक एंड इट्स रेलेवेंस. कार्बन सिंक तो पता है आपको. It was going to capture the carbon dioxide and store it deep inside the earth. Microcarbon sink, very very small things which can remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So इसका example is a tree. माइक्रोकार्बन सिंक का एग्जाम्पल है वन ट्री. और आर्टिफिशियल क्लाइमेट चेंज के फाइटिंग मेथड्स. अगेन ऑप्शनल में कोई नहीं पढ़ के जाता, ये सब लोग जीएस में पढ़ के जाते हैं और उससे ही उन्होंने आंसर्स लिखे. स्टिल डिड वी हैव रैंक इन दैट एग्जाम? यस, 5th रैंकर वॉज देयर. वी हैड इन टॉप 20 ऑल्सो देयर वर 3 रैंक्स दैट ईयर. क्यों? बिकॉज उनको जो आता है उन्होंने लिखा, ब्लैंक नहीं छोड़ा, थोड़ा बहुत कनेक्ट करके लिखा. In such cases, examiners are given the instruction कि lenient checking होनी चाहिए. So they give you marks. On the other hand, when the paper comes too easy, then the checking can be difficult. Remember this. So pseudo volcanic features. Sometimes the features that are found on the earth, sometimes the features that are found on the earth look strikingly similar to volcanic landforms, and such features are known as pseudo volcanic features. Such features are known as pseudo volcanic features. Examples of the pseudo volcanic features are meteorite craters. Examples of the pseudo volcanic features are meteorite craters. Is there any pseudo volcanic feature in India? Which lake? Lonar Lake. These are the craters. Don't write Lonar Lake itne jaldi. These are the craters that are formed due to impact and the explosion of an object. Impact and explosion of an object of extraterrestrial origin. Of extraterrestrial origin. Extraterrestrial origin. Normally the craters are associated with endogenetic volcanic landforms, but volcanic craters are always on the top of what? But volcanic craters are always on the top of क्या? Flat land पे होगा या mountains पे होंगे? Always on the top of mountains. But the craters formed due to meteors, full stop के बाद, the craters formed due to meteors can be found in any topography. Any topography. Such craters are extremely rich in iron. इससे क्या पता लगता है? That is, they are formed due to impact of core, not of mantle or crust. They are extremely rich in iron and nickel. कहाँ पे आयरन एंड निकेल? In the core of the anything, any object, whether it is the earth, moon, etc. के core में. Now if any crater is rich in iron and nickel instead of iron and magnesium, मतलब it is not formed due to volcano, it is formed due to impact of meteor. ऊपर crust of the meteor destroy हो जाता है जलने से. Mantle of a meteor is destroyed. What will come and impact is the core, and then the core will be destroyed and सारा iron will be spread in the crater. Such craters are extremely rich in iron and nickel, which shows that they are formed due to impact of meteors. Example, Lonar Lake, Maharashtra. Lonar Lake, Maharashtra. See, in this book, can you see a crater? Is it on the flat land? Flat land. So ये है एरिज़ोना के डेजर्ट में क्रेटर, मीटियोर क्रेटर, बाकी कुछ नहीं है. इसी जगह, ऐसे रशिया का कहना है, मेरा नहीं, इसी जगह इन दिस डेजर्ट यूएसए showed that there are many craters here, big and small. So in this desert यूएसए ने शूटिंग की एंड दिखाया कि हम मून पे लैंड हुए. ऐसे रशिया का कहना. Fine? In the Arizona desert. Why? Because if USA had sent that time a person to the moon, उसको अभी तक क्यों रुकना पड़ा? It would have sent 10 more people to the moon. Right? And secondly, there was flying flag of USA, जिसमें moon has no atmosphere, moon has no winds. Winds are present only on the earth. So there the flag cannot fly on the surface of the moon. So it was all shot in the Arizona desert and to fool the public that we have landed on the moon. Cold War era, ki how we are superior to USA. Next, such smaller craters can also be caused due to explosion of bombs and mines. Explosion of bombs and mines. Second, salt plugs have striking similarity to volcanic plugs or dikes. Volcanic plugs or dikes. Volcanic plugs or dikes. In the desert regions, salt extrusions, or in other words, salt extrusions, ब्रैकेट में लिखना, ये सिर्फ समझने के लिए आपको. In other words, salt comes up due to the movement of the water. Water gets evaporated and just salt pillars are formed. Bracket closed. Salt extrusions, bracket closed, takes place in the form of salt hills, comma glaciers, salt hills, comma glaciers, full stop. This salt domes, this salt after the drying, after the evaporation of water gets solidified to form vertical objects, known as salt plugs. To form vertical objects known as salt plugs. Third point, ant hills which are formed by the ants are similar to ash and cinder cones Just like ash and cinder cones, they are made up of loose fragments. Which can be easily eroded by the external agents. इंडिया में बहुत कॉमन है, उत्तराखंड में कॉमन है, वेस्टर्न घाट्स में कॉमन है. ड्यू टू डिफॉरेस्टेशन, अब the soil becomes very loose because now there are no trees to catch hold of soil, and whenever there is a rainfall or whenever there is an earthquake in the Himalayas, mud starts flowing down. उसको हम कहेंगे landslides in simple language, but in the technical term when the mud flows down, उसको हम कहेंगे mud volcanoes. क्यों mud volcanoes? Because यहाँ पे mud flows same like basalt will flow, so इसको हम कहेंगे mud volcanoes. So the mud volcanoes occurs when hot volcanic water erodes the rocks, breaking down the rocks into tiny particles similar to mud. This unconsolidated mud then flows down due to any trigger event such as earthquake or landslide in the form of mud volcanoes. Any trigger event, कोई भी एक trigger event. It can be power horn in the hills. जो दिल्ली में बजाते हैं, you blow that horn in the hill, landslide may occur, vibration है, so that is a trigger event, so mud will come down. Sometimes these mud volcanoes are colorful due to different minerals, different minerals, and are known by the name as paint pool, So, एक मैंने भी ऐसी जगह देखी है, but it is not in India. In that place, you will see properly mud which is made up of 7 different colors. लाल कलर की mud, iron oxides. White कलर की mud, silicates. Bluish कलर की mud, and you will find them in different layers. Obviously, it is so rich, so it is so full of minerals कि यहाँ पे पूरा that area is surrounded by tropical evergreen forest except for that small region जहाँ पे volcanic eruption हुआ है. Why? Because it is extremely rich in minerals, highly acidic, and therefore trees cannot grow. अगर मुझे कोई फोटो मिलता है ऐसे जहाँ पे मैं नहीं हूँ और सिर्फ वो mud है, then I'll show it in the class. Leher is different. Leher is a landslide that is caused after the volcanic eruptions. Fine. So that is the end of volcanoes. In the next class, we are going to start with Davis and Penck. मतलब the external forces. That is the. So everyone fine with tomorrow 2:30, or you want it on Monday only? What? Morning 8 o'clock. GS. हाँ, बिकॉज 8 o'clock की बैच है, 11 o'clock की बैच है, 5 o'clock की बैच है. I'll let you know tomorrow then. Fine? Yeah. हमें लगा था बैरन आइलैंड इज एक्सटिंक्ट, बट वही है प्रॉब्लम, पता नहीं कन्वेक्शनल फोर्सेस का कब स्ट्रांग हो जाएंगे, एंड देयरफॉर वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन हैज ऑकर्ड. So no volcano can be said to be extinct. Now before I go, how many of you are comfortable with weathering, erosion, मतलब क्या है weathering etc. Comfortable with it? I'll just explain for 10-15 minutes and then we'll start directly with Davis and Penck in the next lecture. Internal forces are finished. Earthquake का मैं सिर्फ printed notes दूंगा क्योंकि earthquake में पढ़ाने जैसा नहीं है. क्या पढ़ाऊंगा? कौन कितने लोग मरते हैं earthquake से? क्या है earthquake? Nothing else. उसमें एक technical topic था P waves, S waves. Have you understood that?